Begin.
Two Dads, One Dut, episode 75, The Witching Hour.
Boom.
It's Girthy football.
Yes. Girthy football. The Witching Hour is brought to you by our dear friend, loyal listener, Scott Hansen, NFL Red Zoner. I didn't realize it until I was watching it illegally yesterday, allegedly. He calls it the witching hour when games get into the fourth quarter and they're close. And his quote is arguably one of the most simplistic, but just like all-time quotes. And it's just, I think people love it because it's Scott Hansen. He goes, "We're in the witching hour, folks. This is where wins become losses and losses become wins. Let's see what happens." And you're like, huh? What, Scott? But yeah, I love it. But anyways, episode 75, The Witching Hour, brought to you by First Shield Defense. First Shield Defense is a proud supporter of us, 2D1D, and they want to give its listeners the opportunity to train at an awesome discount. Message FSD on Facebook, Instagram, or their website and mention that you're a 2D1D offspringer. You'll get 50% off your first 2 months of a membership. They will help develop a self-defense strategy that is natural to you. Reach out to First Shield Defense today, firstshieldefense.com. Thank you. Shout them out.
Shout them out. Let them know that you listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Google, Amazon. Also, let them know you watch us on your YouTubes, your computers. Airstream it to your TV like you're watching a TV show.
Please and thank
Whatever you do, come watch us. Smash that like. Hit the subscribe. Skr.
Is it time?
Is it time? Drop that beat.
See, he need it right there. Props.
He did. Here we are.
Boom.
Girthy football. We are back.
We're back.
Two Dads, One Dad.
Podcast.
Girthy football edition. So I realized that even though Toilet News and Takeaways is fun to do kind of like a quick little rundown, we're actually just really good at talking about stuff. And just,
Checks out.
Yeah.
That's why we got a podcast and you don't.
Taking on topics. So for this one, I wanted to start off with the Colts, change of pace.
No.
Oh, really?
Because we have a lot of Colts fans. So I figured.
I mean, they're shaking it up right now. So I feel like we do need to talk about it.
So I have it right here. Extra, extra, read all about it. Frank Reich is finally fired. No, but I said I will always be curious as to why teams think the end-all solution is fire a head coach. And so here's a few examples to kind of back the argument, and we'll see what you guys think. So Gus Bradley, their defensive coordinator, was the head coach for the Jags from 2013 to 2016. Do you want to take a wild guess what that record was for old Gus?
From 2013 to 2016?
Yeah, for GB.
I bet you they had a couple wins.
He won 18 games, I'm guessing.
I'd say 12.
He went 15-49.
Woo.
Okay.
Here's a wild thought. Don't hire that guy. He fucking sucks. Literally. He's a loser.
Okay.
Loser.
Yeah, like your winning percentage is ass. Why are you on my team? What is it? To me, in the world we live in now with the internet and everything's readily available, if I'm a player that I'm already probably just have an ego that's going unchecked, and if I'm some 5-star, coming out of college, whatever, top 5, top 10 draft pick, I'm not listening to you, Gus. You're not a good coach. I get that you might say some clever things or use some witty cliche banter, but you're not good, and you've proven that. So what you say is gonna just fucking come and go.
Okay.
In one, out the other. So the next guy, John Fox. Do you remember him?
Yeah, Broncos head coach, right?
Yeah, he is their senior defensive assistant.
Okay.
Because that's a position that needs to be filled.
Super Bowl.
He was
head coach John Fox.
Previously the head coach for the Panthers, Broncos, and your Bears from Chi-Town.
Yep.
His winning season breakdown for John Fox. He had 5 winning seasons, 7 losing seasons, and 3 seasons where he finished 8-8, which now can't be a thing anymore, but technically, even 50-50.
Nice.
And I said, although he had 1 Super Bowl appearance in 2003 with the Panthers where they lost to the Patriots, his 3 out of his 5 winning seasons were in Denver. And do you want to take a guess who was his fucking quarterback?
Peyton Manning.
You kind of inherited that one, buddy. Not really much had to go on there because the Marshal was going to just do his thing.
Did you say his 1 Super Bowl appearance was in Carolina?
Yeah.
Did he go with Denver?
But he coached for Peyton Manning?
Why did they? Yeah, that's weird that they phrased it like that. So they said he only went when he was in Carolina, but he was definitely the head coach. So 2 Super Bowl appearances.
Yeah.
Again,
Probably 3, right?
No, they went once. No, they went back to back.
Yeah, they went back to back. They lost. They got shit stomped by the Seahawks, and then they beat the Panthers.
I might have to look it up because they might have got rid of him. It might have been one of those where they were like, we got to shake it up or something, even though we're really good.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I'll fact check it. But yeah, either way.
I mean, Peyton Manning was in there 2 out of his 3 years there, right?
No, he was in there for 3 of his 5 winning seasons, is my point. So it's like, other than, I think you did a great job of getting the Panthers to the Super Bowl, which I don't think anybody really saw you doing that. It was just one of those like.
These are the Panthers with Jake Delhomme?
Jake Delhomme, Steve Smith.
Panthers with Cam Newton.
No, it was Jake Delhomme, Steve Smith. Who was the running back before Jonathan Stewart? And they had another guy, and they would like
D'Angelo Williams.
D'Angelo Williams. I think it was either
before that, though, right?
Yeah, but I want to say there was somebody that was kind of prevalent there. But either way, you get what I'm saying. Like, he inherited.
Yes, he won the Super Bowl in Denver.
Okay, cool. So won the Super Bowl, 2 appearances. But again, you inherited
probably
that.
3 appearances.
Was it 3?
Well, 2 in Denver and then the Carolina
one. Okay. Either way, you get my point. Like, you inherited that. If it's not for John Elway and just that budding friendship with him and Peyton, like, you're not getting that to happen. Yeah. I don't think John Fox had a lot of pull with that. So again, it's like,
did Manning come because of Fox?
Don't think so.
Who's my head coach, Johnny?
Manning came because of Elway, and he was
Fox?
like, "This is going to be your show, Marshall." But again, it's one of those like with John Fox, and I think my whole point to that was saying like you have more losing seasons or even keel record seasons than you do winning. The ones where you were winning, 3 of the 5, you had arguably one of the best regular season quarterbacks of all time.
Okay,
situation was just great, but you're not even like
regular season quarterbacks.
Sure,
he's one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Correct, but you're not even.
But in the regular season, he's goated.
Yeah, out the back.
The best.
You're not even like an OC or a DC. Like, you're not even
just a C.
You're just an assistant of a senior coordinator, like, to the regional. What are you?
You're on the staff.
Yeah.
Like, at some point, I think you just need to go. And so I put here, it was very interesting that Reggie Wayne is their wide receivers coach.
Okay.
And I think you're going to see things are going to change where you're going to have these players that were legends, just masters of their craft that understood the game, not just pure talent. There's going to be this like changing of the guard where now it's, Brady, Manning, not Manning, Rodgers, like all these guys, like you can tell they're just getting old. Like their time is about to be over.
Yeah.
It's Mahomes and it's Allen. It's all these younger guys' time. I think you're going to see the same thing with younger guys that were in the league, like kind of doing the same motion. Like everything's going to kind of change. We're going to see all these old people go away.
I mean, is Reggie Wayne like good enough to teach somebody how to be a wide receiver, or did he just have Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck back to back?
I would argue that Reggie Wayne probably had the talent. Like I think Marvin Harrison was more of a product of the environment versus Reggie. Reggie just seemed like a guy where you could plug him anywhere and he's going to catch you 80 to 100 balls.
Manor.
I mean,
I used to call him.
Let's look at the wide receivers.
He's great.
But no, I put here for the example, it's the video that went viral where Steve Smith was basically like laughed out of the room because he said that Cooper Kupp was his pick for the best wide receiver out of the draft class during the combine. Yeah. And they were like, this guy doesn't know shit. Like, we get it. You played in the league, but like, you don't know what it's like out here.
Hey, he's dead wrong.
Yeah. Do you want to play the game called Who Was Drafted Before Cooper Kupp?
From the wide receiver standpoint?
Just the wide receivers.
There's a few.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Corey Davis, Mike Williams,
yes,
John Ross, who, sidebar, is
that a rapper?
No, the one pick that Cincy made that year that made me convert from a Cincy fan to a Cleveland fan, because that was the year they had insert just Jonathan Allen. Like it was when Alabama's defense was stacked to the brim, like Minka Fitzpatrick, all those guys, and they picked John Ross because he ran like a 4.2 40.
Yeah.
Where's John Ross now?
Probably not in the league.
Yeah, fucking idiot.
Probably running fast somewhere.
Zay Jones.
Probably track coach.
Zay Jones.
Zay Jones, Curtis Samuel, and Juju Smith-Schuster. So you got what?
Zay Jones has been in the league that long?
Yeah,
right.
3 guys that are arguably even, remotely close to what people would consider like, hey, I would take you on my team.
Yeah.
Versus Cooper Kupp, who's become just the GOAT.
Who are the 3 to you?
Mike Williams, Curtis Samuel, and Juju. Yeah. But
well, I think it goes back to where, again, I think a lot of it is with coaching, leadership, just in general. Some of these guys are good at a position. Like I can tell you how to be an offensive lineman, how to get that scheme together.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily have the capacity to run 53 guys and make a team better.
Correct.
Like when you're in charge of everybody, it's a lot different
It is
than
different.
when you're
I
the
feel
wide
like
receivers coach.
when
or
you're
when
a
you're
star, it's harder to be a coach because it was like the game was easy to you probably,
Right.
and it's not easy to everybody.
For
And
them
you're
to-
like, well, this is what I did when I was here, so why can't you just do that? I'm telling you how to do that.
Why aren't you grasping it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're just like, yeah, that's not coaching, bud.
so
That's
you want me
fucking
just to
telling
jump
me.
over somebody and catch it
Yeah.
like a freak?
Because I'm a 2-star and you were a 5-star.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
doesn't compute.
No.
Yeah.
But I said it was interesting to me because as I was coming up with this talking point, they announced that Jeff Saturday was going to be the interim head coach. And I'm like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I literally just got done talking about how these players that were, solid dudes of their craft, whatever, let's bring them in. Let's see if they can bring in like
Yeah.
this, I don't know, a
He's
fresh.
going like Mike Vrabel, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like
like-
a player's coach, and now he's just in there
Yeah.
and he's doing it.
Because Jeff Saturday was surprising to me, but I get it because he's just an Indiana staple. But how everybody's so big on Manning, I think Peyton would be either a really good GM or a quarterbacks coach. I don't think he needs to go anywhere else. Like head coach, I think is just, he would probably be smart enough to realize I can just stay in the game an infinite number of years if I'm just a talk show person
Yeah.
and just a
Yes.
personality.
100%.
If I'm a head coach, the spotlight is on me every season until the moment I step off the field.
Yeah, you never want to be the GM because then you're Michael Jordan and you're just like,
But I
buddy, you're the best basketball player of all time. You can't assess talent. And then you're like, I don't know, dude. Adam Morrison's pretty good. And then you're like, maybe not.
But that's where I think Peyton might be good at that. But I think ultimately a QB coach would make so much sense, or I would want to see it.
Manning's a damn genius.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
I
that's
don't.
where
I don't think that.
He's playing chess,
he
man.
could. I don't think that he could coach though, because he would be that guy that's just like, why are you not grasping this?
Right.
right. Like I
Like,
told
look
you
at the
what to do.
coverage. This is what the fuck it is.
Yeah,
How are you not seeing this?
Omaha.
We're going over it all the time.
Omaha.
We're going over it all the time.
I
Yeah.
saw it for 10 seconds, coach.
Yeah.
Okay. But that to be said, to kind of tie a bow on the beautiful Indianapolis Colts and their fucking turd of a season, their team is currently ranked 19th in offense and 16th in defense. So again, they're middle of the road, not terrible, not great. And I can
That's
say,
their stats right now.
yeah,
You know who's not
Better
middle
than
of
I
the road?
thought. Honestly, that's
Who?
better than I thought.
Jonathan Taylor.
he's not. He's very bad.
He's hurt.
But listen to this.
He's trash.
I said there couldn't be a more primed Week 10 matchup for them to do the classic come out and win it for the new coach and play rejuvenated because they're playing the Raiders.
Loser leaves town.
They're going to Vegas. They're 6.5-point dogs as of right now, and all the Raiders know how to do is take 17-point leads and just hand them away.
Yep.
So at this point,
To who?
the other team, anybody that wants them, but
Or the Jags.
good pick.
Or the Jags.
But my bold prediction would be
We're back.
if you guys wanted to make one as well, I'm betting that Jeff Saturday just goes to good old classic ground and pound football because he realizes he has Jonathan Taylor if he's healthy, or it's just going to be the classic, like they're going to put up just a random like 35 points and you're going to be like, where was this all year?
No, they're not putting up 35 points.
28,
No.
31.
They just get their asses beat because that's what they are now.
They're not good, man.
They aren't. And I didn't realize they fired their offensive coordinator going into this week.
Oh yeah, they fired him last week, and then they put up no touchdowns, and then
Yeah.
you're just like,
Whoops.
it'd be like it's a shame if somebody would have took them plus 20.5, and then they fucking lose. That would suck for that person so bad.
Bad beat. He's not sitting at this table, but bad beat. Yes. Terrible. Yeah. So then what would be your bold prediction for it?
Bold prediction for it.
Yeah. Coach firings, Jeff Saturday comes in, rejuvenated or not.
I bet you if I was to pick anything, I would say Jonathan Taylor 2-touchdown game.
Yeah. Like I
That
think
would be my bold prediction, but I wouldn't say he's 150 yards, 2 touchdowns, but I bet you he's like
80 to 100.
no, I would say 50 to 70 with like 25 receiving.
Okay.
So like
mix it up.
80 to 100 scrimmage
Get
yards.
him in
2
the
touchdowns.
offense
Yeah.
as he should be.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I have 2 bold picks.
Go for
Love
it.
it.
Jonathan Taylor, 10 carries, 29 yards.
Bold strategy, Cotton.
That's not that bold. That's been
What-
happening.
Yeah, what's the next one? You're just talking about his average for the season right now.
The Indianapolis Colts come back to win the AFC South.
Ooh, now I like that. That's a season-long bold pick right there.
Yeah. No.
No, they're
Could
not
be.
because the Jags are.
The division, nobody knows what the
Jags
fuck's
are so back.
nobody knows what
God,
the
I
fuck's
can't
going
quit
on.
those boys.
It's terrible, but okay.
I love them.
That's the Colts. I think what they're doing makes sense, but I think it's one of those when you really look at it, their roster just needs reworked.
And I mean, he's an interim guy too, man. Who
Yeah,
knows
it's not
what's going to
be.
happen with this?
We don't know it's going to be his job.
Yeah, he's gonna bring in the moxie.
Yeah.
He's a moxie guy.
Well, if anything, hopefully he fires up the offensive line. Just the offensive line guy come in,
Yeah.
fired up.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you can't do that, are they going
Yeah.
to be like, this would just shit on your point where it's like, this is what you did.
Exactly.
So
And that's I think maybe we'll see something.
fix
But
it.
okay, next. This one's called We're Just Not That Into You. And it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Los Angeles Rams. I said after watching yesterday, if it wasn't for Brady's comeback to give it a little bit of kind of oomph and juice, they're officially the two most boring teams in the NFL.
I would say they're the most overhyped teams.
They're not fun to watch. It's one of those where when you're a year removed from the Rams winning the Super Bowl, 2 from the Bucks winning, where both offenses were averaging like 30 plus points a game,
Yeah.
and it was just like, you guys are going to look like world beaters. You're going to lose, the handful of games throughout the season as any team does, but it's just going to be, we know what we're working for.
Yeah.
And now it's like they still have that same mentality, but they suck.
Yeah.
And they are just absolute dog shit.
Well, there's, like we talked about a little bit, there's also reasons why they're bad.
Go ahead.
Like, it's not, well, with the Rams, again, they have not a single starter on the offensive line that was from the Super Bowl last year.
That'll hurt you.
That stings.
Ouch.
The running backs are bad.
Oh yeah,
Odell's not playing.
he's not on the team. I have
Yeah.
something on that later though, so don't worry.
But,
Stash it.
yeah.
So he's not playing? Okay.
Now,
Gotcha.
again, the defense is middle of the road, I believe, in terms of stats.
The defense for the Rams is 8th in total yards allowed.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
So, I
That's
mean,
good.
they're not giving up 30 points a game.
Yeah.
They just can't score
They
10.
just can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
And, with the Bucks, they lose their center, big position.
Right.
Gronk, safety blanket,
Yes.
Giselle. I mean, come on.
She's a witch.
The quarterback's 65.
The leftist agenda. So many factors.
And
I mean, now that he came out and publicly said it's done, maybe that weight's off of him, and he came back and he leads the team to the win. He
to the
does-
tune of 16
he?
points.
he goes Brady mode, and he just like 2 minutes, I got it.
I don't know.
2
man.
minutes, I won't think. We're just doing it.
Well, and like Godwin hasn't been Godwin.
Yeah.
I mean, he's coming off.
He made a crazy catch that was like one of those, he snagged it with his fingertips like an inch off the ground, which was
Yeah.
really cool. But again, it's like, where's the 5-catch 100-yard games you were throwing up? Like what you and Mike were both just,
But why is fucking Scotty Miller taking balls off the face mask?
I don't know.
You're the little white dude. All you do is supposed to catch that ball.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be the security blanket.
Scotty doesn't know.
And then you jump up and just riff one off your face mask.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean, Mike Evans, again, awesome talent.
Yeah.
To me, he's like the AD of football. It's like every time he catches the ball,
Are you hurt?
you just assume he's not getting
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
And the only reason that Tampa is somewhat watchable is because Brady's just going to throw it 60 times.
Yeah.
And he fucking slings that bitch.
They will not
fire that pigskin.
they will not run the ball to where the Rams, probably to their detriment. Well, it's because they can't throw it 60 times because they don't have the offensive line to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
So they at least try to run, but they're running it for like a yard per game.
Yeah.
Like at one point, their stat line,
Yeah.
yards gained on first down was 0.3.
Love to see it.
You
That's a
only
tough
need
stat.
9.7 more and you have yourself a first down.
Yeah.
That's facts.
That's just facts. That's
Yeah.
math, baby.
Yeah.
And the shitty part is that
Methodical
I'm
drive.
obviously rooting for the Rams. They were my Super Bowl pick,
Yeah.
which looks
Ferocious.
the road looks bad.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm rooting for Stafford, but we get their first round pick this year in the trade. The Lions do.
Oh, yeah.
So like obviously when the Rams made that trade, they're like, we're not going to be terrible. And if they just stink it up,
Yeah.
You're
That
getting a good pick, baby.
yeah.
The Lions are back.
Whew.
They never left. But no, so Tampa is currently 19th in total yards per game offensively and 9th in total yards allowed defensively. And then, like I said before, the Rams are 8th in their total yards allowed for their defense, but they are 31st in total yards per game. And you're like, it's just baffling because Cooper Kupp still somehow scores every game.
Yeah.
Like that's
It's insane.
that's an anytime touchdown prop guy. If you just put your whole life savings on it and it's going to hit literally 99 out of 100 times. It's weird. But
Hope the first one doesn't hit and the savings is gone.
well, it's just one of those weird things where I'm like, so you clearly still have this Cooper Kupp connection and this crazy just chemistry, offense, whatever, but like nothing else works. And that's just so weird to me.
Yeah.
Because again, if you have,
Allen Robinson had like 5 catches last game, though.
Yeah.
So,
If
you know, it's maybe that's developing.
I don't know.
Van
It's-
Jefferson's supposed to be coming back. I thought he was supposed to be back last week.
you have one.
First quarter, play action. Stafford looks the safety off, throws left for 35 yards, hits him in the face mask and drops it.
Classic.
I just said this game's awesome.
Yeah.
You bitch about not getting the ball, and then it's like the first series of the game. Dink.
Yeah. Okay. So then again, the title, like, we're just not that into you. Like, they're the two most boring teams in my eyes right now, like, to watch on TV. I said, at least with teams like Carolina, there's just some drama. Like, there's the fire sale stuff going on. I didn't know, allegedly, Robbie Anderson was caught having sex in the parking lot before the game that he got ejected from.
Really?
So that was, like, a big thing. Like, he was just plowing some chick in his truck.
Hell yeah.
And, like, people were walking by, like, I mean, you have a pretty distinct haircut,
I just
my
see
guy.
the hair.
Yeah, they're like, Robbie, field, game.
Buddy, I'm trying to sell boxer's trick, dude. You're not supposed to do that. Your
I know.
legs are going to be tired.
That's what I thought, too. You're kind of supposed to leave that stuff, like, pent up in you. But now he has currently been traded to Arizona and has 3 games under his belt. Do you guys want to guess what his stats are?
I think he has like 2 catches.
He has 7 targets, 1 catch,
Nice.
-4 yards.
Hell yeah.
Crushing it.
Filling it
Well,
up.
they threw that deep ball to him like the very first game.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, he got overthrown by like 7 yards, but they're like, that's what he's here for, to stretch the field. I'm like, yeah, fucking
No,
right.
then he's just done. He's gone. But then the other team, so like Houston, how they're arguably the worst team in the league. I was like, at least when you watch them, Dameon Pierce was a fucking dog
Dude,
on
I don't
Thursday.
I don't think Houston's the worst team in the league.
I think they have sneaky good like upside,
Yeah.
but Dameon Pierce is definitely going to be,
Rookie of the year.
well, not even, I could argue that too with you. I was saying or thinking that next year, fantasy wise, he's going to be a guy that people project as like a top 5 pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he's going to get a lot of love. Next,
Oh,
you're going to love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
This is fucking field day.
This is field day.
Love it.
Justin Fields,
Just incredible.
the Ohio State alumni quarterback, currently Chicago Bears starting quarterback. Number
For
one on
now.
Franchise, baby.
number 1 on the jersey, number 1 in Dutt's heart.
You know it.
His Sunday stats, just to preface: 123 passing yards, 178 rushing yards, 4 total touchdowns.
It's not bad.
Justin Fields
Loss.
broke Mike Vick's regular season single game QB rushing record of 173 by rushing for his 178. However, Colin Kaepernick in a playoff game rushed for 181, and I don't really know why that they like keep those two things separate. I get,
Playoff rushing and regular season.
yeah, but I mean
Gotcha.
I get it. Like you have your playoff stats for probably some other fucking next gen bullshit.
That was against Green Bay.
Yeah, it was a great game.
Yeah.
But he also did have a sneaky regular season one of 151. So the top 5, one guy I had no idea who it was. The other 4 were 2 Vicks and 2 Kaepernicks, and Justin Fields moved, I believe, that random guy like out of the top 5.
Who was it?
Some 60s, 70s type guy. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like
gotcha.
just old ass name, never heard of it
Baller.
before. Yeah, it didn't look.
Autogram.
Yeah, but I thought this was fucking.
No. Who are they?
I thought this was great. So, when asked about his starting quarterback Sunday, head coach Matt Eberflus used one word: speed.
Speed.
Love it. I love when people just say like,
Tons and tons. Miles and miles of heart.
yeah, like just that witty, just like, what do you think of your quarterback this Sunday? What do he give you? Speed. I'm in.
Are you though?
Thanks, Matt Eberflus. Well, no, so I am a man of my word. I've apologized to Carson Wentz on here, I think,
Yeah.
when he was a Colt.
Yeah.
But look how that went. But we talked about
Clearly
how
it wasn't his fault.
organization, baby. Jeff Saturday turned it around. Here's talking to you, bud. But we talked about how in the first, 3 weeks, they only threw 8 passes or completed 8 passes per game or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he went 17 for 28. And I said that is still somewhat concerning. But I think because I watched almost all of the game yesterday, the overwhelming change for me was his confidence.
Yeah.
Justin Fields was looking downfield. He was doing the things that like I preached Lamar doing so well, where he scrambles with the intention to still find a receiver.
Yeah.
And when he was scrambling and taking off, he was still like, he at least went to like one progression before he went, and he was just making smart choices when he ran. Like, instead of just panicking, freaking out, and just hoping to like break a tackle or just get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
I loved it.
So like the long touchdown run, you see him jump in the air and about sidearm winged it.
Almost threw it, and he's like, don't do that.
And then he was like, nah.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Yeah, like I've learned. I don't
just
need
get
to be
the
a
first, man.
don't-
And then he was like, okay, I get more.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know. I think it showed a lot, but I do think with any NFL quarterback, like we talked about, when you don't pass for at least like 225 yards, I just have questions.
You shouldn't.
Well, it's the offense. So it's quick passes, get it out,
RPO.
try and do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like he's not trying to do that. They're just trying to move the chains.
And if it works,
So
it
it's like
works.
they're the number one rushing offense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like
It's
they're moving the chains in other ways. So it's like, okay, how are we going to scheme the defense? And they're doing the thing that you do with like the very first year. So like the Colin Kaepernick first year,
Yeah.
where he's running for 150 or 180. Like the teams aren't scheming towards that yet.
yeah.
Now, next year, I would love to see us build more pieces around Justin Fields
throw.
and a line to throw. So
there's
then
gonna
you
be
don't
8 in the
become
box.
So then you don't become Colin Kaepernick, and then they're like, okay, this is how you stop Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
And then you suck, and then you're out of the league.
It reminds me a lot of Chip Kelly's offense in Philadelphia, but he wouldn't have Carson really run. They would just run a very quick
Yeah.
offense and pass. Now it's like they're doing the same thing, but your quarterback just has fucking wheels.
Yeah.
Like it's a great offense when it's working. But then, like I said too, I don't want to toot the old horn. Anybody that plays Miami, I think it's just going to be a fun game. Like it's just
Which
gonna,
their defense was supposed to be really good.
yeah, and I think it's just going to go. It's going to go back and forth and
It's
be
gonna be a
potential
shootout, baby, and I
yeah,
love it.
and I think it's fun. It's good football.
Well, how you were talking about like the 220-yard passers, and
Yeah.
again, I've been talking about it for the last couple of weeks.
It's over. It's past. It's behind us.
There was 12 games played.
Yeah.
You know how many 300-yard passers there were this week?
Hold on. There was
2, 3.
no. There was one,
There was 2.
There was two.
two.
It
Tua,
was Tua and
302,
Yep.
and Mahomes, 446.
Damn, he went off. I fell asleep.
Pat. Yeah.
Good.
To
for
your point, though, in the Bills-Jets game, Josh Allen was the leading passer at 205.
Yep.
Colts-Patriots, Mac Jones, 147.
Ugh.
Panthers-Bengals, Joe Burrow, 206.
Two something. Yeah.
No, 206. That's barely two. That's not two something. That's 206.
Two something. 2 O's and a 6.
But I mean, like,
I mean, that'd
that's
be
my thing. Like,
2006.
300 now, like, you had an elite game.
Yeah.
Where, like, 2 years ago, that was the norm.
Yeah.
And
It's just mind blowing.
yeah, because nothing's changed other than the penalties and everything is catering towards the offense more and more every year.
Right. The
Well, I think
defense
that's
doesn't
what
want
it
to give
is.
up the big play, so they're dropping 2 safeties on a lot of these. But still,
Yeah.
it's
But then also it's just the pass interference.
Like you talked about before. Yeah.
You
it's
call it a lot, you don't get the yards for that. So then it's just like that gap
weird garbage
just
yardage.
goes up there. Ooh, can you drink?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns.
But that's, I mean, it was crazy because I was thinking about that too, where I'm like, yeah, Screw was talking about it before, where it's like, are we seeing a shift in offenses where it's like, we just want to win now? Like, there's no undercover, like, subconsciously, I want to get some stats and throw some yards. Like, I don't, it's just weird
Yeah.
because I feel like,
and surprisingly, both of these teams won. Granted, I mean, the Chiefs had to come back, and I mean, the Dolphins were in a tight game.
yeah,
But the 300-yard passers this year have a losing record, like total.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, you did the numbers on that too,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think it's just
Win Carson Wentz got a bunch of those.
win by any means necessary, and I just, how many did Jalen Hurts have in Thursday?
240
240 something, yeah.
241, 243, yeah.
So I think that's where it's like weird that I now associate elite
Jalen
quarterback
Hurts.
passing with 225 or more.
It's insane.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it looks ugly to me.
Yeah.
It just it's gross.
It's great
Uh,
football.
It's also Bears should have won that game, but that's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah, and I do think the Bears look like they're, again, it's a week to week thing, and you can only go based off of what you've seen and what we've watched with our eyes. We've talked about it a million times.
Bottom 3.
I just think the Bears
Fucking
have
kill you.
done, like, they're the one team where you can say, hey, they've like seen their problems, they've figured out the troubled areas, and they've implemented changes to them
Yeah.
on a week to week basis. It's not, hey, the whole world knows you guys suck and you need to fix this, and then next week you do everything but try to fix that.
Yeah.
Like, so shout out to them.
Coaching, baby. Coaching teams.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited for once.
However, you're in a division where Minnesota's probably just going to run away with it. So,
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're not
apologize.
winning the division.
Yeah, he's not trying to do anything
Yeah, I'm
this
not
year.
trying to win the
He's
division.
a fucking psycho.
You just
bastard.
can't finish fourth, dude.
Yeah.
That's the point. You
Don't
just
get-
can't finish fourth.
Yeah. You Green Bay, Minnesota.
D-Rock
Lions.
City.
Oh yeah, you're fine.
Whoa.
Find out this week.
We will.
Very telling.
One of two games.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. What do you have?
So, I'll ask a couple questions here.
I'm excited.
We'll get on the old raft.
Raft me.
I don't need to explain it. You guys know what it is.
Are you getting on this bitch or you not?
You are.
You drown.
Draw
or
the
float?
line.
Yeah.
So, there's been some hyperbole and some talk lately.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a couple stat lines here before I ask you the questions. So, this quarterback has played 8 games. He has a completion percentage of 66.4. He's thrown for 222,254 yards, 281.8 yards a game. He has 13 touchdowns to 5 interceptions.
Jalen Hurts.
No. This quarterback has played 7 games, so 1 less. Completion percentage 69.9, so 3 points better. Thrown for 1,980 yards, so just under 300 yards less. Again, whole nother game.
Yep.
Has thrown for 15 touchdowns and 3 interceptions.
Tua Tagovailoa.
That is Tua.
Yep.
The first quarterback was Justin Herbert.
Ugh.
Everybody now has anointed Tua
Better than Herbert.
and is shitting on Herbert. So their numbers are almost identical.
Okay.
Again, not
Wait. No. What were his?
in the averages.
What was the TD to interception?
Herbert's was 13 to 5,
Oh, 15 to 3. Okay.
15
Yeah. So
to
it's
3.
pretty
So
close.
very close.
Yeah.
And again, the big the averages are close. The yards are a little bit different because again, Tua hasn't played in that game.
I think the big thing then that you just have to really hang your hat on is the fact that Herbert just doesn't actually win.
Well, no, the big thing that you have to hang your hat on is Keenan Allen and Mike Williams have played a combined 7 games.
Nice.
Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill have played every one of them.
They're doing good. They're very good.
I don't think that can be overstated.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being said, watching the game yesterday, Austin Eckler is as advertised, where I feel like for the last few seasons, he's been very wishy-washy. People feel like disgusting for drafting him in fantasy.
Boom or bust, as you call it.
Yeah, but I think he's just kind of in whatever his projected points are, he's probably going to get you close to that or boom.
Yeah.
There's never really been, and I mean, I'm sure I could pull it up right now and I'd be like, oh, you're fucking stupid. But
He has a couple unders, but it's not. You know
yeah,
what I
like
mean?
I just think he's a very good football player.
Yeah. Like he's going to get you 17. He gets you 16, 15.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, I'll take that all day. But
Yeah.
I would agree. You need your deep threats, your guys in the end zone that you just throw it up there.
You need professional wide receivers.
Yeah.
Josh Palmer,
And he was hurt for 2 games.
Gerald Everett, tight end.
They have a practice squad guy
Yeah.
who's like catching significant balls for them.
But-
and more importantly, the Dolphins are 6-3, and the Chargers are 5-3.
Yeah,
People act like the Chargers are 2-5.
because they're arguably one of the biggest smoke and mirror 5-3 teams.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody understands how they're 5-3.
a lot of comeback wins. They're like, everybody thinks that Justin Herbert was just going to fucking destroy.
He has
Yeah.
broken ribs.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, yeah. That's
Tua's got
understandable.
some headaches, but come on.
Marilyn Manson ripped his rib cage out.
Yeah.
So
For what?
Sucking his own weenie.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, who's the real hero?
I'm just saying. So that leads me to my question. So again,
Would you
you're a
rip your own
GM.
ribs out?
Are you taking Tua or are you taking Herbert? Who's your quarterback?
I'll take Herbert.
I think you take Herbert, and it's because the guy doesn't get concussed.
I think you take Herbert because if he had
All
those
things
weapons,
considered.
if he had those weapons,
Yeah.
I think his
Oh,
numbers are going to be
if
even
Herbert has
better.
Tyreek Hill,
he
I
can throw it 80 yards.
I think it's him
Yeah.
and Mahomes 2.0. Like it's like you're
Yeah.
talking about some deep threats.
Yeah.
Some bombs.
And again, nothing against Tua. I'm not necessarily defending. This isn't a Herbert versus him. I'm just saying the stats are still pretty equal.
Yeah.
The record's equal, and one clearly has better talent around them.
Because Emmanuel Acho came out there and was like, "Give me Tua, fuck Herbert." He was
dude,
like, "Herbert's pretty, but he ain't gonna get you the wins."
Turd.
and I know I didn't watch, every second of it, and I haven't seen a lot of like Dolphins games consistently, but I feel like the replays I see, Tua's not exactly like leading these guys on just frozen ropes.
He's
Like,
he's got 2 throws every game that just the interceptions haven't happened. They're just drops.
Yeah.
And I get it. Every quarterback's gonna have that throughout the game, but his is guaranteed.
It's the classic, like, brother, if you just had any sort of moxie to you and you could put a little more air on this ball, like, this is just an in stride walk in 60-yarder. Like, this is
like,
what
I feel like the Jalen Waddle touchdowns are like the cross across the middle, 2 broken tackles, and then he's scoring.
Tyreek Hill now, it's like when he gets a deep ball, he's stopped, planted, and jumps up and fights for it and gets it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is, you can say he's accurate all you want, but like, this is just, at some point, like you said, it's gonna end.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next Raft.
Herbert.
Yeah, I'm
Herbert.
off. Or wait,
I'm on the Herbert Raft.
Herbert
if
Raft.
That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Fuck
it is.
Tua. Burn it.
Okay. So, over the last 30 years, going back to 1990, the 90 Giants, the 98 Broncos, the 2001 Pats, the 2002 Buccaneers, 2005 Steelers, 2008 Steelers, the 2011 Giants, the 2012 Ravens, and the 2015 Broncos.
Defense.
They all have one thing in common.
Top 5 defense.
No. They won the Super Bowl, and the next year they missed the playoffs.
Ooh.
Will the Rams be the 10th team in 30 years to win the Super Bowl and miss the playoffs?
Yeah.
Yes.
They just don't look good, dude. It's so bad.
I
Like,
think it's only because of how surprisingly the Seahawks are.
yeah.
So I think it's going to be the Niners and the Seahawks.
Because you thought it was going to be
Yeah, I
Niners.
think a wild card team is coming out of that division, and I don't think
Yeah.
it's going to be the Rams. And again, at some point, it makes sense. Like, the bill comes due. You guys, for the last 2 years, have given away every possible pick that you could have.
Your bank account had the infinite cheat
Yeah,
code
you
put
spent
on.
money that nobody
Yeah.
knew you had. You flew too close to the sun.
I mean, you got your Super Bowl.
Right.
You got what you wanted.
100%.
There's something.
There's a grace period. Like, you've got 5-ish years where it doesn't matter what happens. It was worth it.
But that's where I want to have this argument and workshop it to figure out how it can make more sense. When you win, that's the ultimate goal.
Correct.
But then it's like what you just said. It's like, so then what do we do now? So, like, I love using the Lakers as an example. They won, but I would argue people fucking loathe what is going on right now versus how crazy would it be to think if you would have slow built that whole thing and slow played it where you kept Lonzo, you kept Brandon Ingram, like, I think you would have had a great young team that would have came into its own.
Well, they also
Yeah.
won in the bubble. And I'm just saying that from, like, as a fan, like, you're going to count that as a title,
Yeah.
but you weren't at the games.
Right.
You know, you got the parade, but you just weren't there.
Yeah.
So you didn't really get to experience it, and now they're hot garbage. So you're like, oh, this is weird.
Well, yeah, and I
Some
guess
people argue it was the hardest championship to win.
Those
exactly.
people are idiots.
Nothing to focus on but ball. Nothing to count on.
Anyways.
There's no home field
But-
advantage.
No, I think if like a GM or like a player, it's a little bit different. You're like, yeah, I'm a champion, and now I suck. That's bad.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I don't think McVay's going to get fired,
Oh, no.
but you're worrying about that. But as a fan, yeah, I think you're like, dude, we went all and we won. You're not taking my ship away from me.
You
Yeah.
now become the guy that's like, dude, we won in 2021. Like, what are you talking about?
Correct.
We
Like,
won 3
I
years
think
ago.
at
Shut up.
minimum you have a 5-year grace period where you're just like,
Yeah.
we recently won the title.
Yeah, we've
Leave me
talked about
alone.
it. It's weird. But no, so then my only thought on that is because their defense is still sneaky good.
I
But
mean, you
is it-
still have Aaron Donald, you still have Jalen Ramsey.
Right.
Well, and that's what I was going to say, though. Is it one of
Somehow
those
Bobby
where
Wagner.
is Aaron Donald missing Von Miller, that presence on the edge? Because I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, he's not really done anything this year.
Aaron Donald?
Yeah.
I mean, he still does stuff, but it's like
It just goes
everything that
unnoticed.
he did was superhuman for a defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Like defensive tackles don't get sacks like that. They clog the middle and maybe get tackles for stopping
You
the
make
run.
Von Miller better. You
Oh,
make
yeah.
your ends better. Like when
So,
the
like-
Lions had Ndamukong Suh,
Yeah.
he didn't have the stat lines, but he's taking on triple teams.
Yeah.
And then Nick Fairley gets 8 sacks a year, and the defensive linemen or the defensive ends are just getting one-on-one.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
like,
So
right.
it's like Leonard Floyd, who got cut by the Bears, all of a sudden became a Pro Bowler because Aaron Donald's taking double teams.
Well, and okay, so then to put it into perspective, like right now he has 5 sacks on the season. Last year he finished with 12.5. The year prior, 13.5, 12.5.
Yeah, so he's literally on pace to almost
he's
have the
on
same
par.
year.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
he's still doing huge things.
that's so weird because I feel like he's just really missing, there's no fear of multiple people. It's just, please don't let Aaron get to us. and then
Yeah.
we should be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay.
All right.
Raft
Let's
me.
go.
Raft me.
There are currently 14 teams with 3 wins or less.
It's over half the league. No. It's
Not quite.
right under half.
Cleveland Browns, Steelers, Colts, Jags, Texans, Broncos, Raiders, Packers, Bears, Lions, Saints, Panthers, Rams, and Cardinals.
Jesus Christ.
The NFC North that consists of those Packers, Bears, and Lions
Yeah.
will have 2
Oh, my.
teams draft in the top 6.
The Lions are going to draft in the top 1 or 2. And then
You're the worst, dude.
you're welcome. And then Packers.
Packers and
Ugh.
Bears.
I'm going to say
In the top 6, no.
I'm going to say yes. And I'm only going to say that because I think
And I'm not talking trades because I don't know where the picks lie.
I know. Shush. I think that other team is going to be the Packers. They are bad.
They are bad.
Really bad. I don't know if I've seen Rodgers throw.
And they have some injuries too. Like they're not
Yeah.
just that, but they're bad.
Yeah. It's a tough.
Doesn't take away from that Lions loss though. Suck it, Green Bay.
Idiots.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think, though. You know what I mean? It's like
I just did.
Lions, Panthers, Steelers, Colts, Texans.
Oh, trust me. I get like they're going to be the 6th pick if I had to guess, but like I'm banking on Green Bay. Don't they go through kind of like a murderer's row schedule here for a little bit? Like it's not going to be pretty.
Rams. Ooh.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's-
I don't think there'll be 2 teams.
Here.
I'm
Hold
gonna
on.
go out on a limb and I'm gonna say yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
The-
if they tank,
the
And it's
Pack-
not the Lions.
the Packers. So the Packers right now, they have Dallas, Tennessee, Philly, Chicago, Rams, Dolphins, Vikings, Lions.
Yeah. They may win 2 more games.
If that, because one could argue if they catch Chicago with everything going on right now, it's in Soldier Field. I think Justin Fields runs all the fuck over them, and Aaron Rodgers just doesn't know what to do because the running game, they refuse to give it to Aaron Jones. And when he throws it to anybody, they refuse to use their hands to catch it. And the Lions already proved that they can beat them. So they're going to end the year going into Lambeau thinking, fuck you guys.
you think the Lions are going to beat Green Bay in Lambeau?
I wouldn't doubt it. Dude, this is one of the perfect examples, the prime example. So I'll pencil that in. Bold prediction. The Lions beat Green Bay and Lambeau to finish off this tumultuous season. Because again,
6 to midnight.
I hope that's your
they
fucking
are-
pick for your mortal lock. I want that to be it last week, and I hope it comes down
to the
that
tiebreaker.
pick, to that pick.
But here's the thing. We've been preaching about it for this whole like season 2 of Girthy football. They're showing you on a week-to-week basis who they are.
They are who we once thought they were yet.
That they are not yet, but now they are currently. They're just bad. And everybody wants to keep going, it's Rodgers. He'll figure it out. I'm
Just like the Rams, man.
yeah.
People still
yeah.
think they're good. They're not.
They are not. Like
Tampa's not good.
you need to move, and we'll get to it with
There's
the
a
picks.
lot of teams that actually just aren't good.
Yeah. And it's just a weird time in football where you really only have, I want to say, you have 3 true contenders, and then 3,
Jets.
and then 3 that are right on the precipice, like right on the outside looking in, and that's it. 6 out of 32. It's weird as fuck. So
Yeah.
know that.
Okay.
It's the Raft.
Lions week 18. Yeah,
Well, I mean, speaking of those good teams, you just want to get to them?
no, because I have one more.
Okay.
Actually, I have quick things.
Okay, let's do it.
Do you know what?
Nice.
Geno Smith is pretty darn good. So, this is Geno Smith's 9th NFL season. Geno Smith was drafted in 2013, round 2, pick 39 by the New York Jets. Do you want to know who replaced him in 2015?
Sam Darnold.
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Nice.
The
That's Fitzmagic, baby.
Yeah, I was going
I'm
to
not
say.
mad about that at all.
Yeah, it's one of those. I think that he actually went 10-6, led him to the playoffs. Like, it was just a weird Fitzmagic season. Like, cool, whatever. His career was during the Rex Ryan era and Todd Bowles, I believe, for the final year that he was there, but he didn't play. Right now, though, again, the resurgence. So it was like, did he ever truly get a chance? Did Rex Ryan actually really know? Like, I don't know if he was a good coach. I think he was very good, like a defensive mind head coach.
Yeah.
But he also had Mark Sanchez, who really wasn't like an NFL caliber quarterback, but took 2 Jets teams that were, like, I think, 9-7 both times, or one was 10-6, 2.
AFC Championship game.
Yeah, almost
twice.
the Super Bowl. But so who knows? But now he is in Seattle, rejuvenated, and maybe finally getting a fair shot with proper pieces around him.
Yeah.
Because the Jets have just kind of always been the Jets for a long period of time. He is, again, 6th in passing with 2,100 yards, a little over 2,100. Passing TDs, 15, 4 interceptions. Here's where I think he sneaky shines. What do you think his completion percentage is?
Probably like 68%.
73.
Oof, that's
good.
good.
Yeah, the next closest for like the big name guys and people that like obviously have to throw minimum what the fuck ever.
100 passes.
Yeah. Joe Burrow, 70, Tua, 69, Stafford, 68, and Hurts, 68. So he's leading the pack.
He's in rare air.
But again, I
Yeah.
think it's one of those where that's a stat that everybody loves to kind of suckle on the teat, and he's doing a very high number. Like 73 is really
73
good.
will be the best completion percentage in the league, right?
Yeah.
Like
that's-
if he finishes that like
Yes.
forever,
Yeah.
like all season. And
Oh,
like
like
71.
ever?
Isn't like
Ever?
71 like Drew Brees?
I thought Drew Brees did like 76 one year, something
That's stupid high.
crazy. I mean, we can just, you want to look it up real quick while
You know what I don't understand?
What?
On your whole Geno thing?
yeah.
Like we've just talked about, we've shat on Tampa, and Seattle's good.
Yeah.
Seattle's getting 2 points in Germany against Tampa this week. And and I can't like just be like, yep, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I think I can. And
You're
that's why
overthinking it.
I have
You're
him.
overthinking it.
Yeah, I have him as one.
We're just
I
talking about how Tampa's not good.
Yeah.
have 2 choices, and they're one
Tom
of them.
Brady could be back.
So, no, the next thing I wanted to ask you guys with Geno Smith, I've heard a few different people talk about it. So shout out, I think, Bill Simmons and somebody else. Why is he not in the mix for comeback player of the year? Like everybody just wants to give it to Saquon, which deservingly so to a degree. But why does the comeback player of the year award just always have to be anointed to somebody that was injured?
Because they're coming back.
Geno Smith has been in the league for 9 years.
So what's
and
he coming back from then?
sucking?
Well, because I think they're
Everybody
like,
wrote him off.
well, I think they're like,
Well,
you
that's not-
sucked. You're bad.
He could be most improved. I'll
Um,
give him that.
They don't get that award.
Oh, well, they should. But
Yeah.
comeback player of the year means you were out the year you came back. He was in the league. He just wasn't good enough.
But see, I think you're
Or was he? Who knows?
You're interpreting it in your own way and putting your own like belief on it, because I think comeback player of the year is just you once sucked and now you don't. Like that's what it should be.
No, I think there was something preventing you from playing, which was injury.
Yeah.
Or
thing
your
that was
team not
prevented-
realizing your moxie, your
No, you
Your
weren't
grit.
good enough to show them at that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not comeback. That's it. That's an improvement.
Yeah.
You're not coming back.
I think he's comeback player of the year.
Drew Brees 74.4 is the record.
Okay.
The second best is Drew Brees 74.3.
Nice.
The third best is Drew
Drew
Brees
Brees.
72.0.
Nice.
Drew Brees, pretty
What's
good.
fourth?
Sam Bradford 71.6 out of nowhere. Sammy B.
Classic. Okay, and then last thing on Geno, I said, are we seeing a Belichick Brady 2.0 with Pete Carroll maybe being the one who deserves more credit for the Seattle situation?
No.
Like Seattle's good because Pete Carroll's just a good coach.
I would say
versus-
they have a good like front office GM.
Yeah,
Pete Carroll is a good coach,
Yeah.
but like
He could have easily started
Russell
We
Drew.
all
Wilson-
know
Russell
Russell's the reason they
Wilson
won that
left.
Super Bowl.
No.
Russell Wilson left, but you had Rashad Penny, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, and you got Noah Fant. And then you drafted well with your defense to try and bring them back.
Correct.
Rashad Penny gets hurt. You still have the home run hitter and
Ken Walker.
Yeah.
Well, because my thing is, he could have very easily, like everybody assumed he was going to do, was start Drew Lock. And he was like, no, I'm going to start this 9th-year vet instead versus the new guy still that has like hopefully some untapped potential because it's only year.
I mean, they were projected to get 6 wins all year,
Yeah.
and they haven't. So like,
check.
yeah, they're exceeding expectations on every level.
Yeah.
A lot of places or a lot of pieces have to fall into place for that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then last thing, I did the who's winning the divorce update, which I can trim it down, but I think the fun one is Odell versus the Rams. Who's winning the divorce?
I mean, probably Odell because he can go wherever he wants.
Got the ring and he's out, and now they suck. Talk about it, just beautiful, like come and go. Thank you, bye. Collect $200. Pass go. Get your ring.
I don't feel good about that. That's dirty.
So then, what do you want? What are you picking? Who won? Who's winning?
It's Odell by a mile, dude.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
You came in, you did exactly what everybody in the league wants done, and he's like, sick. I'm out.
But it's like
They didn't want him, but still.
they would have re-signed him,
But
but
he
he
tore
tore his ACL. So it's like,
Right. That's the thing.
yeah.
Where
So it's like,
he
I'm
didn't.
not rooting for him because he got injured and now he's out of a bad situation because, as
Right.
we agreed, now the Rams are bad.
Yeah.
And it's like, if he would have stayed healthy, he'd still be there. Then I just feel bad for him. But now I'm like, I don't want to wish an injury on anybody. But I'm
Perfect
like, that's
storm.
just one of those ones. That's
Well, I think
like-
it depends on where he goes. Like, if he
Yeah.
signs a massive deal with Carolina because he wanted $100 million, I don't know that you won.
then you don't win.
No, he didn't win, but I think
But if you
Odell's
sign
smarter
a
than
1
that.
year with the Bills and you win another ring, then it's like, all right, this
He-
guy's now a mercenary. I love it.
This guy gets it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Last
I
one.
think the jury's out because I don't know where he goes yet.
Yeah.
Last one. Aaron Rodgers versus Devontae Adams. So we'll revisit it. I said, this is just a plain ugly, any way you look at it, breakup. It's one of those breakups where both parties are just emotional wrecks. Aaron Rodgers going on a podcast circuit to try and cope with things, and Devontae Adams thinking going back to his college ex-sweetheart would work.
Yeah.
It's all bad.
Neither do.
It's
Yeah.
bad.
Like,
Tales old as time.
and
Seen
that's
it
why
coming.
that's why I was so curious because again, fucking fantasy, and I was playing against Devontae Adams. Do you want to know? So his first half stat numbers were 9 catches for $142 and 2 touchdowns. Do you want to know what he ended the game with?
11 catches, 147, 2 touchdowns.
10 catches, 146.
Blanketed defense.
So
Halftime. Adjustments. That's what it's about.
That's what it's
Hey,
about.
17, shut him down.
it's just
Okay.
and it's just one of those where I'm like, if you guys would have just stayed,
Sir, I haven't worked with the defense. I don't need you to. You'd see 17. You could keep him from catching the ball.
yeah, like,
Easy.
It's just one of those. They were one of the prettier like combos to watch because they would just get it done. Like
Yeah.
Aaron just needed him,
Yeah,
and why they didn't, I don't know. It's
I would say Devontae's winning, though.
he is.
oh
Rodgers is miserable.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
The Raiders just aren't winning games.
Yeah.
I agree. Okay, top 3, bottom 3.
Top 3, bottom 3.
My top 3. It's a little different.
Mine is very
It
different.
fucking better be, guys. It fucking better be.
Mine's very different.
Third
Yes.
is still the Buffalo Bills. I can't take them out of the top 3.
Okay.
that
They're
checks
still
out.
really good.
Okay.
Number 2,
Yes.
Philadelphia Eagles.
You fucking son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Number 1 for me is KC.
Yep.
They had a hard-fought win last night
Yeah.
against a really good defense.
Yeah.
They proved they can win.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know who's going to win the AFC. But yeah,
Okay.
that's where they're at.
So let me explain to
Where are
you
you
because
at?
I
Yeah.
know you're pissed. So
Yeah.
let's get you all pissed first, and then you can take over. At number 3, I have Miami.
Okay.
Number 2, I have Philly. And number 3, I have Kansas City. So hear me out though. Here is my
3 meaning 1.
yeah. For my 3 is Miami, 2 is Philly, 1 is KC. For my 6, 5, and 4, at 6 I have Minnesota, 5 I have Seattle, and 4 I have Buffalo. I think Buffalo is on the verge of some real adversity here because I think Josh Allen might be hurt. And I think for whatever reason, they're just going through weird lows right now. And they'll hopefully figure it out. I think they will. But again, with Miami and KC, why I moved Miami up and why I put KC at 1 over Philly, when you overcome adversity as a team, I don't care what anybody says, that means something. It helps build team chemistry. Philly has not been challenged all year. And I think they need to get fucking rocked in the tush so they know that when shit goes sideways, how do we bounce back from it? How do we retaliate not only just next week, but maybe hopefully even in the game? Patrick Mahomes has done it a fucking lot for his short career. So I have a lot of faith in Kansas City going into the playoffs versus a Philly team that's fly, Eagles, fly when everything's fucking sunshine and rainbows. I want to see what they look like when they're down 21-0 and just everything's going sideways.
Might not happen, man.
Yes, it will.
Get down 21-0.
You can bet your bottom dollar.
Oof.
Yeah.
What you got here, bud? What are you thinking?
Yeah. Give us your top 3. I'm going to guess that Philly's number 1.
So for third,
Yes.
the Buffalo Bills.
Yes.
2, Kansas City Chiefs. 1, the Philadelphia Eagles.
You didn't move the Chiefs up to 2, huh?
I did.
He did.
Oh,
He
you
went
did?
Buffalo
Oh,
three.
okay, yeah.
Buffalo's 3.
Okay, yeah,
Kansas
yeah.
City's 2.
Yeah, my bad.
Philadelphia, the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles
Nope. Asterisk.
are number 1.
No.
And you're mad at them for not losing games. You're penalizing them for being good enough to take care of what needs to get taken care of.
What you're upset about is you think I'm penalizing them, and really all I'm doing is waiting for them to show me that they really got it. Like I get,
So you're penalizing them
no, so I get
because they're showing you who they are right now. And this is a week-to-week basis, correct?
yes.
So they've been good every single week, correct?
yeah.
They
But they're
struggled
not
at
the best
Houston.
team.
They struggled.
Okay, so they struggled. They went down 7-0. And then they came back and scored.
Opening drive. How'd they handle that?
But
They
it's
matched
Houston
it.
Texans that are supposed to be a dog shit team, right? And then they handled it.
My point being, again, there hasn't been, in which maybe it will end up being to their credit, like there's been nothing that they've had to deal with, and I think a lot
Because
of people
they buttoned up. That's what makes them the best team.
I get
Because they
that.
don't get down. They do the right things.
I need them to
It's
get knocked down to see if they'll get up again.
But they're too good to get knocked down.
Everybody gets knocked down.
Sucker.
I'm just saying.
That's just facts.
But you're penalizing them for that.
I'm
And you're
penalizing
saying
them.
that you're not penalizing them, but you are.
I'm penalizing them. It's constructive criticism.
That's not.
Criticism nonetheless.
Yeah.
I get it, man.
But
I'm right there.
I need to see I need to see some crazy bounce back, some crazy come
You
from
need
behind.
to see them lose, and then you'll put them at
No.
number 1.
Say okay.
I mean, it's week 17. We're doing this pod, and they're sitting at a nice 16-0. They
I might
still
move
might be
them-
number 2.
I might move them to 1.
If Kansas City's 15-1 or 15-2,
So again, it probably will be tough sledding because as it stands right now, they have the fucking Commanders,
they have like the second easiest schedule coming home.
the Colts, and then everybody thinks the Packers again because it's Aaron Rodgers, so circle it. But like when they go to face the the Giants, when they go to New York, I would be very intrigued to see that
Okay.
game. When they go to Dallas, I would be very intrigued to see how that game plays out. I think even when they go to play your Bears,
Yeah.
like we talked about, if everything
I
goes
told
the
you the
same,
Bears are going to be the team that beats them.
I think it's going to be one of those where they play similar game styles. Hopefully by then Chase Claypool becomes like the deep
If
threat.
they lose to the Bears, I'm taking them out of the top 3 altogether.
Never coming back. They're never going back.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there's games coming up where, yes, I will be very intrigued because I will then put them at 1.
But this isn't a look ahead. This is who's played right now.
Right now.
In Kansas City
Right
and Miami have overcome adversity. In Kansas City, they've been there. They've been to the mountaintop. They've done it. Philly has not, with this team at least.
Because Vegas made the Chiefs lose to the Colts. They're the better team.
You talk
They
about
lost
a win
to the
when
Colts.
You look back and say
They
"Man,
lost to the
How
Colts.
did that happen?
That
They
was-
lost to the Colts, who
I-
I'm assuming are in your bottom 3, but yet they're the number 1 team in the league.
They might be. No, it's one of those where I do love when
I
somebody
just want you to know that you saying that out loud, that's a real thing that you just said.
somebody makes like a win-loss wheel at the end of the year, and they basically try to correlate like
The
who's
transitive property of like who's the
the
best,
team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
beat you. They beat
Yeah,
us by
yeah.
ipso facto.
yeah,
Yeah.
I want to see that. Okay, bottom 3 time.
Bottom 3 time.
I honestly damn near changed this on the fly. There's
love
just a lot of crap teams.
Yeah, mine's different this week, so go ahead.
I originally had Tampa in there. I barely had to take them out because there's
What-
just a lot of worse teams.
victory.
Because they came over adversity.
They did.
Fucking.
Here's the thing.
I'm just saying.
At number 3 for me,
Yeah,
it's the Rams.
30.
30.
Yeah,
Ooh.
They're
a
bad.
poo-poo football team.
When your defense can be really good, but when you cannot move the football, you're just not going to win games.
New.
And especially when their defense, they're not getting like the takeaways.
Yeah.
They're just stopping people. And when you're not getting pick sixes and fumbles to the house,
Yeah,
but your offense can barely cross midfield,
Yeah.
it's bad.
That
it's
is
tough.
bad.
I agree.
Number 2 for me, it's Houston.
Really?
Yeah,
I had them number 1 as the worst team,
32.
the 32. They showed some life against Philly. Granted, their offense is pretty bad. Like if Pierce isn't Pierce,
Yeah,
they're going to be really bad.
Yeah.
like the ball getting moved is going to be a little more cumbersome.
Yeah. And for me right now, it's the Colts. They're the worst team in football.
Ooh.
Yeah, they are.
it's 2 games in a row that they just can't move the ball. And personally, I didn't think Ellinger was going to be like anything crazy, but he was a really mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
And I don't know why or what they're doing.
Back.
Yeah. And they're just like, nope, we need you to stand in here and try to complete 9 passes.
Brother, I played at Texas, and this wasn't when we were good. Like, what do you want me to do? Hook them? Yeah, hook them down.
That's where I'm at, man.
My bottom 3. At 30 is the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, they were in it originally.
They are not good. You lost to the Lions, who
Juggernauts.
miles and miles of heart. The Hard Knocks team, the team that probably should have more
Game ball.
Wait, hold on. Game ball. Ronnie Bass.
Ronnie Bass.
31 is Houston. Basically for the same reasons, where it's like there's pieces there, like something could happen, but you guys still you lose. There's nothing to be excited about there other than Dameon Pierce, and I just don't think a running back's going to carry you to any sort of lofty victories. And 32 is the Indianapolis Colts.
I get it, man.
You couldn't score a touchdown. You've been shut out once this year. You kicked 1 field goal this game. Like, you're just really bad.
Yeah.
There's nothing about you that looks sexy anywhere you look on the field. I didn't realize that Darius Leonard, he renamed himself to Shaquille or Shaquille.
Mm-hmm.
Shaquille.
So that's why I was so confused the whole time, because I'm like, I thought Darius was really good. Where's he at?
Talking about Shaq Leonard?
Yeah. And so I was like, now it makes sense. So at least I know he's still out there, because I was like, did they just sneaky lose him too? Like,
I mean, he was out for like the first 6 games.
was he? Okay.
Yeah, he was hurt.
Yeah. But yeah, it's my bottom 3.
Mine's a little different.
Okay.
At 30, I have the Colts.
Yeah.
They are bad.
They are.
They are bad.
They are bad.
Yeah.
I'm giving them the front office clean house, the backup quarterback. I'm giving them every excuse in the book to not put them lower.
Okay.
So that's why you're at 30. Now, next week, you could be in the cellar.
Yeah.
Then I got the Panthers. They aren't good. PJ Walker, 1-hit wonder. Dante Foreman, 1-hit wonder.
Yeah.
Like you said, you can't. If Dameon Pierce can't be the piece, the Dante Foreman, your
Yeah.
backup of the backup, is not going to be your savior either.
Yeah.
You can't have 2 backups in there
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden be good.
This is going to equal a starter. I promise. No.
And the last team, they didn't play and they're still back down there. It's the Steelers.
I know. I keep forgetting that
They couldn't play to be better, so you were last last week. You're last this week. But I don't hate the Texans, man. I honestly don't. I didn't hate them at the beginning of the season. I knew they weren't going to be great,
I thought,
but they were going to be.
They were going to play spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they showed a lot more
They got
will
heart. Yeah.
in the Philly game, where I thought it was going to be closer. But it's one of those where you can just tell when it gets to be like the second, third, and fourth guy, it's just the drop off is tremendous versus these other teams that just have it put together.
So like they were always going to have a good run game.
Yeah.
Because that was built like that's what Deshaun left there.
Right.
And then Davis Mills is not terrible to me. Like he makes the smart decisions.
Yeah.
He doesn't turn it over.
He throws. Like
And
he
then-
threw that one on the run, and it was a good ball, just a laser
Yeah.
to the corner of the end zone. I respected it.
He
And
also
then
won't
like
be there
even
next year.
yeah. And then
See you,
last
Davis.
week,
Bye.
Brandon Cooks. I guess they said they were going to trade him.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm
And then
not playing.
And then they were like, yeah, we're not. And then he was like, well, now you're fucking with my career. I'm done.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he touches the field again.
Classic Brandon.
It's tough.
Yeah.
He's like, let me cook.
Yeah.
That's my name.
Picks.
Let's make some money.
Round
Let's
it out.
make some money, baby.
We're still making money, right?
Yes. So, I got to pull it up. Currently, as a pod unit, the boys are currently rocking a 14, 12, and 1 record.
That's money. If you
That's
ask
money,
me.
baby.
And for those wondering, that one on the end there is the first push of the season, because the Atlanta Falcons don't know how to fucking close out a game or kick a field goal.
And
So
depending on when you made the bet, you could have got Minnesota at -3 instead of 3.5, and that's another push for you.
the hook. You hate to see it. So yeah, we went 1-1 and 1. This week though, 2 of them are on my mind. One of them being the aforementioned Seattle Seahawks, like you said, +2.5, playing Tampa. I didn't realize this was the Germany game.
They're in Munich.
Yeah, Munich.
Munich.
So I don't know if that makes me feel better about it or scares me.
You talking about superior race Tom Brady, dude? He's gonna live it in there, dude.
Live on it in there. But
Does he bring home a mail order bride?
Just Russian dreamboat.
I think I will put the money where the mouth is.
It's good.
Yeah, I think we're gonna take Seattle plus 2.5.
I like it.
The other one I had was the Giants going to Houston
I see it.
at minus 6.5. And I just think for their team, the way they're built, just ground and pound it on them, go up early, just hold the lead. But 6.5 is still, it's just anything over, I think, 4, in my opinion, will just always scare me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So you have your
Geno-
top 3 Dolphins
okay.
at home, only laying 4 to the Browns, and that didn't entice you?
No. I think for whatever reason, if we played like we played against Cincy, which I get, Jamar was out, but I just think Cleveland, when they're doing the right things and just feeding Nick Chubb and just making the smart plays, when it's like open up the play action, hit Amari, like they're a good team. They've got good pieces. Miles
Sounds
Garrett.
like you're going +4, dude.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't know. But then next thing you know, Tua just hits fucking Tyreek and Waddle for 300 yards apiece, and we lose 42-13.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
The Jags, like I said, I didn't sell my stock last week.
Yes.
They got me within 1 game of 500. We got off to a slow start. We are so close to being even for the year. And we just got done smashing the Rams. But you're telling me at home laying 3 points to Arizona is not tempting? It's not. I'm staying away.
It's not.
Because why would I?
Yeah.
If this game doesn't scream backdoor cover, I don't know what does.
I'm a backdoor guy.
Goat it out the back. Could they be down 17-0 again in the first quarter? I think they could.
That's where I live. That's where I want to be.
Trevor Lawrence getting 9.5 points at Kansas City. Lock it up.
Ooh, wee.
Give me the Jags.
You're such an idiot, dude.
Plus 9.5. This has got 42-10 written all over it.
This couldn't be a bigger, like, I think you're subconsciously doing this thing where you're latching onto a team for like multiple weeks until they just absolutely rape you. And then you're like, now it's time to move off of them.
No. Hey, honestly.
You got off the Commanders too early. You got to ride that hot streak, dude.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
But why'd you leave? They didn't rape you.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to get burned again. It was a little different because of the result. Again, the Thursday night game, Bears, Commanders. Justin Fields found something that game.
Yeah.
Turned the corner, if you will. Down 17-0 at home, season on the line. They came out in the second half. They lied on their defense a little bit, but Trevor said, you know what? No. Me, ETN, Kirk, this is what we're doing.
Let's do it.
It's points.
It's at Jacksonville, right? It has to be.
No, it's not Kansas
No,
City.
it's in Kansas. It's in Arrowhead.
How is that not like minus like 12.5?
Because
Everybody would hammer the Jags.
Would they?
I mean, they're doing it at 9.5.
Yeah, they are.
If you love it at 9.5, you marry it at 12.5.
Duh, what's your fucking pick? Round it out.
Chargers plus 7,
man.
though, at San Francisco was another tasty one.
Oh, God, no.
Herbert's back.
No. God, this is, dude, you're losing it.
Do you just take the covering machines Atlanta Falcons at -3 in Carolina?
No.
No, that was honestly my real second one.
Yeah.
It's,
Should have been my first.
no,
Do I catch fucking Kirk Cousins at +6.5 in Buffalo, and then the news comes out Josh Allen's out, and this line moves to like 4.5?
it goes to Minnesota being
I
-1.
was going to say.
Yeah, that will take a huge shift.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that would be one of those weird advantages to picking now, so you're welcome.
Yeah. But I will take. I'm gonna hate myself for doing it, but I'm gonna do it.
The Bears.
No, it's not that. It's Baby Yoda. He's not gonna go 0-3 once the new Call of Duty comes out.
You're such a-
DeAndre Hopkins is back.
He is. He's an anytime touchdown god.
Yeah,
It's honestly hard not to, man. If they get to 17 points,
I'm taking
the
the
Rams aren't getting
Cardinals.
to 21.
I'm taking the Cardinals +3 on turf. It's different. Lock it in.
Arizona. Got it.
Arizona.
There it is.
Last year, I think he went to SoFi and fucking lit him up for like 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. We all picked
'Cause
dogs.
I think they split last year.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's when we all pick underdogs, it's just something magical's in the air. I like when it's an underdog world.
It's a dog year though.
Yeah.
It's a dog year. I said it before when the season started. I was like, too many people are gambling. Vegas is hip to the scene now.
Yeah.
There's going to be a bunch of dogs that are just going to upset people.
I love it.
9.5.
So there it is.
75.
Give me all those.
Give me. You gonna need all those.
That's so bad, dude. Okay. That's it. That's episode 75.
Girthy
Love
football.
it.
The Witcher.